Hey guys, I'm standing up here in my attic trying to figure out how to run this Ethernet cable from our Wi-Fi router at this end of the house into my new PC at the other end of the house. And I have no idea what I'm doing, so this will be a challenge. Just to give you some background info, I've been working all summer to afford my first ever PC, and I now have all the parts at home. I'm ready to build it and I'm very excited. But of course I need a stable internet connection, and probably the cheapest and easiest way would be to use one of those wireless network adapters which you can buy and just plug directly into the motherboard, and using one of those you can access the internet through Wi-Fi. The problem here is that my room is such far away from the Wi-Fi router and there are so many walls to pass that the connection would be very unstable and slow, so I'm going with cable. By the way, you wouldn't believe how cold it is up here. It's about minus 15 degrees Celsius. I've been standing up here for about an hour filming these last two sequences because I never know what to say, but I'm starting to get into the flow. But I'm gonna go inside, warm myself up, and then we'll come back here and find out exactly where the router is so that I can connect the cable there. Alright, so I took a measurement on the facade of the house and found that the router is about 11.3 meters away from this door. This looks like what I'm looking for. If I remember correctly, my father told me that there was an Ethernet cable that ran to a different place in the house that is no longer in use. And I think this might be it, so if I'm not wrong, I should be able to follow this cord and find where it ends so I can reuse this half of the cable and then connect mine. The cable led to a plastic pipe somewhere around there, and I found that the cable only ran about halfway through the wall, so I pulled it out, and now I have been running it underneath the trusses on the floor here, and past the point where it comes up from underneath, and now I will be going straight in the other direction. Now I'm standing right above my room. It's very small and it's right in the corner of the house, so I'm 99% sure I'm at the right place. My plan is to run the cable through an old pipe that goes down into a wardrobe to the right of the door, and in that wardrobe is also an electrical station where there are cables coming up from here down into that station. The good thing here is that I have found the cables, so the pipe shouldn't be more than a few decimeters away from that. There seems to be even more insulation under the sawdust, but I can't find a hole. So it's been an hour and no progress whatsoever. I have gone up and down from this roof and my room about 6 or 7 times. And at first I was trying to find a hole simply by looking for a slit in the insulation, which I couldn't find. But then I got the idea to use a threaded rod and try to push it from underneath through the insulation. And after pushing about 1 meter into the roof, I hit a dead stop. So now I'm thinking that there has to be a wooden layer somewhere in the roof. it kind of looks like I was right. Here at the top we have normal insulation, and then sawdust, and then even more insulation, and a plastic layer, and underneath that is a wooden floor. The water pipe seems to be completely gone, and I can't explain it at all because it should be exactly in this spot. So I'm gonna have to change my plans and abandon the idea of ever finding that hole and instead drill a new one right above and inside the wardrobe so that you can't see it from inside the room. Here's what I've been calling a wardrobe the entire time, but this is obviously not a wardrobe, it's something else. I don't know the name of it, so I'm still gonna call it a wardrobe. Now, in this wardrobe, there is a hole at the top, right where this meets the roof. I'm gonna attempt to use a very long drill and drill here from underneath all the way up to the wooden layer that I talked about earlier. This is starting to get really frustrated because I've been doing this the entire day and it feels like I'm not getting anywhere, but now I should be pretty close. I'm up here again and I feel like a total idiot. Seriously, I was so sure that because the cables was going down there, that is where my wardrobe was. But I didn't even think of the fact that there was only about 1.5 trusses to the wall, meaning that the distance is about 1.5 meters, and not even my room is that small. So guess where the rod that I just pushed from underneath got up? Well, yeah. I almost poked a hole through the roof. Almost. Now I'm just sitting here in awe thinking, how in the world could I possibly have missed that? I must have some serious tunnel vision, and I'm so glad and so thankful that the frustration didn't take over and that I didn't poke a hole through the roof. Anyway, to my defense, the rod is kind of covered by all of this insulation, and before I used a smaller one that wouldn't have been as visible. Oh, this is not happening. Seriously, I poked a hole through the ventilation pipe and now I'm pretty certain I can fix that using normal duct tape, but yeah, it would have been better not to poke a hole in the pipe in the first place. Alright, now I actually have the cable coming out of my so-called wardrobe, and as you can see, the bulk of it is in there, and I have a bit sticking out, which I'm going to connect to the blue cable. Connecting the cables took a bit more than half an hour, because each of the cable have 8 small cables, and these small cables have very tiny metal strands, which very easily breaks off. So in order to get a good connection, you have to twist them together with the cord of the corresponding color at the other side. Here you can see what I'm talking about, all of these small metal strands that you have to twist in order for them not to break off. But yeah, as I said, I got it to work now, so I'm gonna call it a day or a night. It's 1 a.m. now, been doing this the entire day. So many problems along the way, but I'm so glad to be done. Today is the 31st of January, and I built my computer last Saturday, which was a few days ago only. And the way I ran the cable is probably the most ugly way you have ever seen before, because I just attached it to the wall using black duct tape. Let's say that I won't keep it like this forever, but I'm so lazy that I'll probably keep it like this for a few months. Now, if I were to actually do this properly, I would have to hog out the inside of the molding over at the roof, and I would hide the cable behind the molding so that it's not visible, and then I would put a special molding here at the corner of the room and do the same thing there, just hide it behind the molding. But that is a job for a different time, and I'm pretty happy with this right now at least. So thank you all for watching. It has been a pleasure to edit the video on my new computer, and I'm finally getting sort of a workflow in front of the camera. This has not been something that was easy before, so I'm happy that it now kind of works. So yeah, thank you all for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.